Auntie. It's your boy Q.
And it's your girl E.
And we are
Hashtag Jackson TV.
And we back with another what?
LIT video.
Yes, sir. Y'all already know.
What's up, y'all? We back with another video. So today's video is a little different, as you can tell.
Just a tad bit.
Just a little different.
You know
I already know that y'all done seen the caption and y'all done seen the thumbnail. So y'all already know that this is something totally different for us.
Like connecting with family, you know what I'm saying? Like sitting down, talking, let y'all get to know us a little deeper, a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying?
So we really want to be very transparent with y'all and like
very open.
I don't know, we just want to be like real open with y'all.
Just sit down, eat and talk. Y'all know how we do at dinner every night. Y'all know how we do, fam. You know what I'm saying?
So y'all, we got 2 different meals. Don't ask why we got 2 different meals. I was craving something.
Right, and I was craving another thing. So we had to make it do what it do, man.
So I'm into breakfast right now. So
all the time. I
got grits, I got eggs, and I got bacon. And of course, I got my orange juice to the side.
I don't really like breakfast like that, so I got me some slow cooked brisket, basically a chopped barbecue sandwich, and some Lay's potato chips. Why you want my food? You got a big old your plate, little better than my plate.
I don't want to bite it. Don't act like that.
Your taste ain't gonna be right after you bite my sandwich, so you know, just stay over there with your you know.
All right, y'all. So we just really wanted to have like a little sit down mukbang with y'all. And like I said earlier, y'all pretty much already to peep the caption and as well as the thumbnail, and we just want to sit down and just talk with y'all.
Right, just have a little conversation, man. You know what I'm saying? Share something personal about ourselves.
And this is something new to us because we really don't do things like this, but y'all support us so much and we really do appreciate y'all. So what better way for y'all to connect with us
if we sit down and, you know, connect and share a little bit with y'all?
Of course. So y'all, like, imagine you pregnant.
Right. Women,
of course. So y'all imagine.
Yeah, because men can't get pregnant. I don't think now, because they doing some stuff nowadays. I just don't know.
Men can't get pregnant. I mean, well, that's
another story.
That's another topic for another day.
For real though.
So imagine you pregnant, right? And what? About 8 months?
Yeah.
8 months, maybe 9 months pregnant.
Right.
And you get fired 10 days before you can have birth.
How you fire a pregnant lady?
How you fire a pregnant lady?
I don't get it. What could you do?
Y'all, so this is my story. Of course, Q has been here with me every step of the way, and I just wanted to come sit down with y'all because some of y'all might be able to relate. And even if you wasn't pregnant, you know, some of y'all might be able to relate to this story. So I'm pregnant.
Right.
And I'm working, right? So you working when? You was working.
I work a night shift.
You working. Q working night shift. I'm working during the day. We pretty much swapping because you know that's just what's best, works best for us right now. So I'm working. I just got hired onto this job, right? I'm a teacher. If you don't know, I'm a certified teacher in the state of Georgia. Have my credentials and everything. I love kids. Love to be around kids. Love to teach kids. As you can tell, I'm very animated. So I love kids. I love kids. So, you know, I have this daycare job and I'm doing my thing. So one thing about it, the kids gonna love me. Kids love me. I'm doing my thing. When I first found out I was pregnant, I had first just started the job. So I ended up finding out I was pregnant the same day.
It was like we went on vacation, we came home, you started the new job, and then boom, I'm pregnant.
Yeah, the first day on the new job, I found out I was pregnant. So I'm just like, dang, like, this didn't even give me a chance. It didn't even give me a chance to just get my feet wet in the new job. I was already pregnant. Didn't even know it, but I was pregnant.
Being grown.
Who fault?
Not mine.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm already pregnant, and you know, I'm not telling nobody because I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of depressed. I was
You sad
kind
about
of a whole lot depressed because I'm just like, we got 2 kids already. Our second born was in the process of being diagnosed with autism.
Right. But men, look, y'all comment down below men because we be in a position where things be happening, and yeah, even though we be nervous, scared, or whatever about it, we cannot show that fear at all. So I'm trying to be the bigger person, tell her everything gonna be okay. She looking at me like, boy, I ain't studying.
I'm not here.
I'm pregnant. I ain't trying to be pregnant right now. But you know, that's just part of the, you know, the beginning process of
I'm just back finding myself. Like,
we just,
he was what? He was 2 years old.
2 years old.
He was 2 years old. So I had just had a baby 2 years ago. To me, this feel like it's back to back. I don't do that back to back shit.
Yeah.
That ain't me.
You did it. You can't say you didn't. You don't do that because you did it. It's done.
But I'm everywhere. My mind everywhere. So I ain't thinking. I started the job, y'all, and I ain't tell nobody I was pregnant.
Barely even told me.
Months and months and months go by, of course. So eventually, I think I ended up telling the director of the facility I was pregnant around 6 months.
Yeah, I believe
5 or 6 months. I was 5 or 6 months pregnant. I was wearing big clothes to work. Only a few people at the job kind of, you know, pretty much knew that I was pregnant for real.
Coats and everything.
Yeah,
it so happened it was raining a lot, so she was hiding. She was wearing my big old army coat.
I was wearing a jacket. Y'all, I was hiding the pregnancy because, like I said, I really didn't want to. And I don't know, does that make me a bad person because at the time, I really didn't want to.
I ain't think you were a bad person at the time. You just, you know, you would. Everybody human. Sometimes you be nervous about stuff when you just find out. Like,
yeah,
if you ain't prepared. And I understand on the, you know, just being a man, I try to be understanding for my woman as well. You know what I'm saying? Because I might feel a type of way, but well, she got to go through a lot at the beginning. So
yeah,
I feel like sometimes women may feel like, I didn't want to do this yet because there's so much you got to go through.
That's how I felt like.
Eating habits, sickness,
yeah,
no sleep, the differences, the body changes. I understand all of that. So I was just trying my best to be as supportive.
You was very supportive of me though. Like, even though I didn't want, because I didn't really want to be pregnant. You was like real, very, very supportive of me. And I really do appreciate that.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I didn't either. I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready either, but I was like, you know, I can't let you be upset and sad about the situation. You know us. We find out something we going forward with. It ain't nothing else. So
yeah, it really wasn't nothing else that we can do, but
right. We just gonna buckle down, figure out what we gonna do, make us a plan and go forward.
I was not happy about the pregnancy for a while, y'all. But you know, I feel like everybody goes through that. And like I said, Q was by my side every step of the way. And I did talk with him and let him know that I wasn't happy about being pregnant. I wasn't. But he did comfort me. You know, we talked. And I finally got over that stage of not really wanting to be pregnant.
Right.
So, okay, I'm about 6-ish maybe months in.
Mm-hmm.
So everything flowing, you know. Q working at night, I'm working during the day.
We got a good steady pace, you know what I'm saying? We back and forth. We got it. We got to hang it.
At the end, I realized things started getting a little hectic.
Yeah. A
little rocky. Mm-hmm. So boom, y'all, I get into a car accident while I'm pregnant. Right. Me and our daughter, we hit a deer. Yep. I was headed to work and
I just had got off.
Yeah, you had got off that morning and I was headed to work and I hit a deer. The road that we drive on is like the deer, they be.
It's pitch black on that road, and it's like a kind of like a country road, so they got no stop, no street lights on there. So like if you ain't really got no really bright lights, and even though if you have bright lights, you know how the deers be. Yeah, deers just pop out. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how babies be. They just pop out on you.
I was 1 minute I'm riding, the next minute I'm screaming.
Right.
And I was like, what the fuck?
What hurted me the most about that situation is because I had just decided to take a nap because I just had got home from work, 12-hour shift. So, but I had left my phone on silent. So as she was calling, I didn't know. So it just so happened that I woke up and I seen your call. I seen missed calls and stuff. So that kind of made me feel bad.
But you can't beat yourself up for that because when you did,
right.
And I don't even know how you ended up waking up. How did you end up waking up?
God, man. I ain't lying to you. God.
I don't know how he ended up waking up, y'all, but he eventually ended up getting up, came to me. We checked on the baby, everything. Everything was fine.
Yep.
And like I said, around this point, I feel like things started to get rocky as far as like
at work, right?
Job, the work and the job.
Yeah, because it's like she was doing picky fire. It's like your supervisor was doing picky fire things. I don't even think it was your supervisor. I think it was the lady that was over her. Yeah. She was like asking you to do so much stuff, even though she knew you was pregnant, and then like times where the babies may be napping, she was expecting you to do certain things, but they was napping though.
Like we had to. So hold on, wait, I'm back. So. I worked at the daycare, but within the daycare, it was like a rehab facility.
Right.
What? How the hell you say?
I think it's a rehabilitation center.
Okay, yeah. That's how you say it. So within the daycare, they had a rehab facility. Right. So the daycare owner, but what she was, the supervisor.
Right.
She had somebody supervisor over her.
Right.
So the rehab, the lady that was over the rehab center, she pretty much was kind of like over the daycare supervisor. She was kind of like over everything. Mm-hmm. And she was very, very picky.
Very. Very
picky. It's like, she would come over, she would watch cameras and fine. Like if that's your job, I feel like if that's your job and you go watch cameras, that's fine. Because I don't be really caring if somebody watch cameras because I'm gonna do my job anyway.
Right.
But don't watch the cameras to find something small to be mad about.
That's what I like about it.
It was small stuff like you could be sitting on the floor with the kids for a certain amount of time. Or I don't know, it was just so much crazy stuff because I would come home and I would tell you all the time, like all the stuff that was going on.
Yeah, and then it'd be situations like I feel like because everybody got a family and things go on during the day, especially you have kids at school, you have to check up on your kids, and then she didn't want you to even check your phone.
No phone.
Y'all basically have your phone. She turned the Wi-Fi off in the center, so people that couldn't really have you didn't have no signal in the building. So if you use the Wi-Fi, all the teachers use the Wi-Fi. She all of a sudden cut the Wi-Fi off so y'all can use it. Y'all couldn't even check on your kids during the day. Thankfully, you had a partner that could answer the phone when things was going on.
It was just crazy. Like you could tell when somebody's being nasty,
right,
and like trying to be nasty and mean,
right. And then she started picking to certain people. Like it was you in the.
I was gonna say it wasn't just me. It was like other people as well. But I'm gonna get to the point where everything went left.
Right.
So we at the daycare, and like I said, I got into the wreck. Because that day I got into a wreck, we was supposed to have a meeting with the lady that's over the rehabilitation center.
Right.
Because she was trying to have us work 12 hours at the daycare, and then she was also trying to have us work on Saturdays.
Right.
So she was trying to have us work 12 hours on Monday through Friday and then 12 hours on Saturdays.
12 hours a lot for a pregnant woman. Y'all think about it. 12 hours on your feet all day, having to pick kids up, change diapers. And then it was like, winterish times?
Yeah.
Fall time. So it was a lot of rainy, cold weather. So a lot of kids, y'all know how kids be. They have like colds in the winter.
Oh my God, yes. The kids was always sick.
Your immune system was already weak from being pregnant. So it was very hard.
Every time we turned around, kids was sick. Y'all, we had a baby that had a temp of 105. And she did not want the baby to leave. She was like, if that baby temp ain't 107, then they don't have to leave. We have to take care of them. Like, kids had sinus infections. You can tell because, of course, like working with kids, you know, or just having kids of your own, you know when your child is sick. You know when a child has coming out their nose and it's green, yellow, you know that's an infection. They fighting an infection.
Right, and if you know your child, I feel like any parent that's like caring, not saying parents are not caring, but if you know your baby is sick or you have a slight temp, maybe you should keep them home for that day. You know, because eventually it's gonna get worse, especially being out and about. At school, they go outside, they play around with the kids. Somebody else may have a sneeze. Then that child could get sick or something.
And then around this time, the flu was going around really, really
no,
bad.
What that thing was that was going around in the daycares?
Hand, foot, and mouth.
Yeah,
hand, foot, and mouth was going
around
around really bad.
Yep.
She wouldn't close the center. She was like, "We gonna work." She didn't care if kids was sick. She still allowed them to come to the center, and I just felt like as a person that's over. That's
management,
over
right.
like a management period.
Management have to have a sense of everybody else. Like you just can't be caring about the money in certain situations. I know businesses are open to make money, but you also got to care about the community and the public that's surrounded around that business. Like if something needs to be closed for the benefit of the community, so that when they come back, it can be stronger. Then that's the move you should make.
But she was not hearing that. Like she was like, I want this ran this way, and this how it's gonna be.
Right.
So you really couldn't say nothing. You really couldn't voice your opinion because she was gonna do what she wanted to do.
Right, and she was willing to let all her employees go to do that.
Yes.
And it's like she wanted to run the center on her own, but you wouldn't have no help.
But she wouldn't even come over and interact with the kids. Like the kids didn't even know who she was.
She didn't even know your name.
No.
She called you the wrong person, I believe.
No, she didn't say nothing. she didn't say nothing.
So y'all know it's bad when I know a lot about it. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad it was.
So like, it was just bad. So I got into the wreck. At this point, Q taking us back and forth to work. I'm working 12 hours.
The supervisor being picky.
So this day in particular, and I don't know why I felt. Y'all know sometimes when y'all be like, "Damn, I know something gonna happen."
Somebody
feel
gonna be right today.
Yeah, like you feel like something gonna happen or something gonna be right.
Well, they say I can smell the rain.
So This was when you brought donuts for everybody in the center.
Trying to be nice.
You brought donuts.
What I do that for?
And he brought donuts for everybody in the center, and it was just something wasn't right. So the lady over the rehabilitation center, she decided to come over.
Did she not get a donut? Is that the problem? Maybe she didn't get a donut.
Okay, well, what did that
She
matter?
could have got a donut. Dang, if it was about a donut.
No, it's a blessing. It's a blessing in disguise.
That's right. Every bad thing ain't a bad thing.
It's a blessing in disguise as to why I'm not there. So, everything seemed to be, cool. Everybody, the day was kind of flowing the same. And then next thing you know, she came over and that was it. So I had a doctor's excuse from the doctor, and the doctor pretty much wrote up and said that I would have to be on light duty work. Light duty meaning no picking up kids and
box lifting.
Yeah, I really and like I said, the kids was pretty much sick all the time. I really couldn't be around the kids because I was getting sick. I had like colds, sinus infections while I was always pregnant, diarrhea. Like it was so much. Like just doing so. I always sick. The kids always sick, so I was sick.
Right.
So I was telling my doctors about stuff like that. So they decided to write me a note to do light duty. And by this point, y'all, I think I had to be around 8-9 months because I think I was like 8-9 months, probably 9 months. So she came over and she was so snappy. I'm in the break room and I'm just basically just doing trainings because light work, right?
Right.
So it's not like I wasn't doing nothing, but I was doing trainings.
She was just looking for something.
Yeah, I feel like she was just looking. I think she wanted to try to make an example. Honestly, I think that's what it was.
Yeah, probably so. Just,
So
is she seen a person and she probably felt like with her being over the center, she was like, she doesn't do anything anyway, so we need to get rid of her. And she was just looking for a reason.
she was looking for a reason. So I'm in the break room. She came in. She busted in the door, and she just basically like, "What are y'all doing in here?" And I'm like,
"We're doing training.
I'm doing my trainings or whatever." You're not doing no trainings. You don't seem to be doing nothing. You need to get in this room. You guys, because it was me and one other person. Y'all need to get in this room. You need to go help. So for one,
there was barely any kids there.
But for one, I'm looking at you like, who you talking to?
Yeah, because it's a better way to talk to people. Even though you're over them, leadership has to know how to talk to somebody.
I'm looking at you like, who you talking to for one? Okay. For two, okay, you said I need to go help. Okay, cool, fine. It's not like I didn't, get up. I'm pregnant.
You're 2 months out from having a baby, maybe a month out. So
no, I was a couple of days from having
right.
Baby.
So I mean, it's crunch time. So of course you're gonna move slow. I mean, even if you was 4 to 5 months pregnant, you gonna move a little bit slower than you used to because you just can't move so quickly and fast. Like
I was contracting a lot because I was about to get ready to have the baby.
Yeah.
But because I was going to take my leave that next following week.
And that's the thing
that
about
would
it.
They would give me a runaround about the leave too.
Right. They wouldn't even let you take your leave early. So you was still there helping them even though you was already supposed to be off from work.
Yeah. So I'm helping them or whatever. I'm doing as much as I can, which wasn't too much because I'm going to get ready to have a baby in a couple of days. So, well, my due date was like on the 20-something. Mm-hmm. But I ended up having him earlier. So I think it was because of stress and stuff like that. But
right.
So the lady come in and she tell us like, y'all need to go in the room, y'all need to go help. Okay. So that was strike one for me because I'm like, who you talking to? Right. But I did, I was taking my time. I'm taking my time because I'm contracting at the same time. The same when you talking to me, I'm contracting.
You gotta take your time anyway. You was pregnant.
Yeah. So I'm contracting. I'm taking my time. And she tells me, do you not hear me? I'm like, ma'am, yeah, I hear you. Can you give me a minute? I'm trying. And she said, you're pregnant, not dead. And I was looking at her like, hold the fuck up. Who was you talking to?
But you didn't say that.
I didn't say that, but I was looking at her like that. I don't know, that little saying stood out to me so bad. And mind y'all, I ain't never been treated like this at work, in a work setting or nothing because
probably ever it is.
I've always,
public, you know what I'm saying?
I've always worked with kids, so I ain't never been treated or nobody said
disrespected.
Yeah, like that.
That's basically disrespect.
So that would trigger me. So I was like, who you talking to like that? And these are my exact words because I'm like, who are you talking to? I'm like, you gotta be patient. I'm pregnant. I'm contracted. Like, what more you want me to do?
Right.
So I knew then that after that, it was everything else was gonna go downhill from there.
So what did she say?
So I left out the break room, and she tried to follow me to the classroom, but I ended up going to the bathroom.
Right.
So I went to the bathroom, and I heard her as I was turning to go to the bathroom. Where is she going? Where is she going? Like that. Like she got attitude.
Right.
The other person that was with me, they had already went to the classroom or whatever. So I went to the bathroom to basically calm down because I'm just like, all right, E, I'm pregnant. Like, I wanna knock this bitch out.
You can't do that though.
I wanna knock her ass out.
At the end of the day, I feel like you handled the situation the best way that you were supposed to. This is a situation where someone treated you wrong, mistreated you for a long period of time, and then end up terminating you from a job for no reason, for no good reason, besides of just finding something to like basically pin on you.
Yeah. Which
is unfair. And I feel like it's very uncomfortable for future moms or any other people that want to take a position in a job or a place like that because you can't feel safe. If you get down to the time where you're finna have your baby, you don't feel comfortable with having a job secured because you don't know if a person's gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Find a reason to let you go, and then you lose all your benefits and time and effort that you put into that job.
Yeah. But I feel like I handled this situation really. I felt like, because what I wanted to do, they was gonna have to call police out there, and I went.
Then you're gonna be in a situation pregnant and in jail. That don't look good.
But okay, so I went to the bathroom, the woosah. I had to calm down. I had to calm myself down. I think I had texted you in the midst of that. I think I did.
You called me. I think you called me.
I think I texted you too, because I called you. I called you later after the fact. So I ended up leaving the bathroom, right? And then I went back. I went to the classroom or whatever, and the lady, she's still like just talking. Y'all need to be in here doing work. You need to help. Y'all need to help. If you don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. Wherever like that.
Why do people say that?
And I
ain't want to be at work, I wouldn't came.
And I pretty much just told her, I was like, that was very disrespectful for you to say to me that I'm pregnant, not dead. Of course I'm pregnant. I know I'm not dead. What the fuck you mean I'm not dead? Like,
yeah.
It just kind of like it triggered me or whatever. But I didn't say nothing out of the way. I'm just asking her. I was just basically telling her, like, you don't even know me. You don't even know my name. Like, once I got hired onto this job, you didn't even come and introduce yourself to me. So how do you feel like you can talk to me in a disrespectful manner? If I didn't disrespect you, don't disrespect me. So after that, she pretty much left out the classroom. She went to the what's the lady? The lady that was over the daycare. She went to her office. She went to the lady's office to find out what my name was, so that she could terminate me. And she said that she was terminating me because of what it was? In corporate, what it was? Insubordinate.
I think so.
It was something. I think it was insubordinate.
It's basically like you weren't listening to what she told you to do.
She was basically saying that I was being neglective, and I wouldn't listen to what she was telling me to do. And I was like, what more did you want me to do? I got up from the break room. I went to the classroom.
Your initial supervisor told you to do training, so you was doing exactly what you were supposed to do that day.
I don't know what she wanted me. I guess she wanted me to pick the kids up and change them and do. I went to the classroom and sat down because I was on light duty, light work. It wasn't nothing much more that I could do. So they ended up calling me to the office, and she pretty much was saying that she was terminating me for insubordinate. And I was just like, I mean, it wasn't nothing I could say.
Y'all drop in the comments and tell me, do it make sense to y'all? Like, do we got a wrong understanding of it, or was the supervisor wrong? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking the supervisor was wrong. That's how we feel. But y'all just drop in the comments and let us know, because I'm pretty sure it's a lot of more people in the world going through the same situation.
It wasn't nothing that I could say. You saying that you terminate. So they gave me the runaround about my leave. So I wasn't even able to do the leave. And that's what really messed me up.
And that happens
but honestly, they wasn't even going to give me leave because she terminated me.
No.
So once she terminated me, I wasn't going to be able to get paid leave after, being on maternity leave. Right. So I feel like that was her whole point and purpose. She's pregnant anyway. We don't need nobody
that's here that's barely doing anything. That's the type of what they say. That's the type of kind of vibe she was
giving. Just the vibe she gave. So after she pretty much was saying she was terminating me and stuff like that, I ain't gonna lie, it hurt my feelings because I had never been fired before. That's my first time ever being fired. So I was really hurt deep down inside.
Right.
And I'm gonna be real, I was hurt. Even though it was done wrong, I was really, really hurt by that. I don't know. I was so hurt. I would talk about it every single day. Every single day
Yeah.
I was trying to understand the purpose as to why that happened to me, especially when I know I didn't do nothing wrong.
Right. That's why I told you every bad thing and a bad thing sometimes, because I done had it happen to me before where I've lost something and I thought, hey man, I needed that. I depended on that.
Yeah.
But in sometimes, and not be too religious about it, but sometimes God will put you in positions for you to win. So it wasn't for you to win there. That's why when you left there, you got in a better position, because you wasn't gonna succeed there where you wanted to be. You wasn't gonna make it to where you wanted to be there, and the people that was there wasn't even gonna allow you to.
Yeah, you're right. So y'all, and I got fired. Once I got fired, I had my baby 10 days after I got fired. So I felt like that was a lot on me. That was a lot on my mental, as well as Q2. But he was like right there by my side. It was just so much, but I just wanted to basically just, be very transparent with y'all, and like, y'all comment down below if this has ever happened to you guys before. It doesn't have to be like a pregnancy type of thing or whatever like that, but
any situation that you was mistreated,
any situation,
right?
And if you're comfortable with sharing your story about
right,
being fired or anything like that. So y'all drop in the comments how y'all feel about that, and tell us if you have ever been through anything like that, because I've never been through anything like that.
So. I done been through that like that a couple of times, because I done had a different variety of jobs, but I have been in position to where I've been mistreated from different various things and let go for certain reasons, but it never makes sense to me, and I feel like it's something that needs to be stopped, or people need to approach in a different way, because a lot of people are losing jobs and they really depend on what they're doing to make it in life.
Yeah, it is. So y'all drop in the comments and let us know, and also let us know what you done after the fact, like
right,
what did you do?
Did it make you stronger? Did it make you want to search for another job, or did it make you want to be more independent?
Yeah, let us know in the comments. Give us some feedback. We really appreciate you guys' love and support so much.
We love y'all.
We also really hope that you like this video.
Right.
And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
That's right.
Turn the post notification bells on so you can know whenever we drop a video.
That's right.
And comment your favorite. Well, I can't say comment your favorite part in the video, because
it was basically like a sit down, a chit chat, or I relate to you, you relate to me type of So just drop some love in the comments and let us know how y'all feel about the situation, if y'all have been through something like that before.
Right. And also don't forget to follow us on all social media platforms, and that will be in the description below.
That's right.
And we'll see y'all in our next video. Thank y'all so much.
We
Bye.
love y'all. Peace.